What's up, team, and welcome to Mettle Memo number 29. Today's topics include 1. The See-Do-Get framework, 2. Following the 80-20 rule of training, 3. Meals and macros, and 4. Training and workouts. Before we begin, I want to share that we are following the 12-week summer shred program. I'm thinking about extending this a full another month to really capture the rest of the summer. So it's broken down into upper body, lower body, high intensity cardio, upper body, lower body, low intensity cardio with an optional mobility day or rest on day 7. Furthermore, we have other programs that like the strength and aesthetics that we did 12 weeks prior. So that was focused more on muscle building. There is some cardio to slowly build that cardio engine, but less on the fat burning, more on the muscle building, and focus on compound lifts for muscle specifics like bicep curls or chest press in particular. Lastly, we have supplements. So these are my go-to supplements. We have Transparent Labs, which is 100% grass-fed whey protein. I'm obsessed with it. This is the s'mores flavor. They just released it. It is a 10 out of 10 recommendation. I put it in my Ninja Creamy at night. I also take 1 scoop after I work out. My pre-workout is lean with 1 scoop of creatine. The orange flavor is my favorite. Next, we have Ketone IQ. This is like my biggest hack in the world. I think the Ninja Creamy and the ketones are like my 2 biggest hacks. This I take 1 shot before I work out or before I go surfing or just in general when I wake up. I also take a cup of coffee. This is not to supplement that. This is no caffeine, so I stick with no caffeine. This one is raspberry lemonade flavor, my favorite flavor. Also, the peach is really good too. Not a big sour apple fan, but they have other flavors, so it doesn't taste bad. And then I also take one like midday. So instead of a cup of coffee, which will keep me up usually at night, I take this instead. It has focus, energy, curbs my appetite, and gets me revved up when I'm trying to either PR or run further than I ever have before. Ketone IQ, check it out. Both links are right here and in the description as well. All right, let's begin. Part 1, lesson learned. The See-Do-Get framework. Change your lens, change your life. I've been taking these lessons from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and this book has opened my perspective and gave me additional tools to benefit my relationships and my career growth. So over the next 3 sections, I'll walk through one section that particularly stood out to me, which was the See-Do-Get framework. So part 1, the See. Your perspective shapes everything. What you see, your beliefs, assumptions, and mindset, shapes how you interpret the world. Your internal narrative is the lens through which you view opportunities, challenges, and yourself. This is a paradigm. If you believe people are against you, you'll see criticism and feedback. If you believe you're capable, you'll see challenges as opportunities. So when I was younger, I used to cramp and get out of breath when I was trying to run like 5 minutes. Frankly, when I was very young, we used to TP houses when I was like a shithead human back in the day. That's where you decide to throw toilet paper all over someone's house or trees in their front as some sort of prank. My friends and I would do that, and then the cops would eventually come and we would run away. However, I sucked at running. I would cramp and fall apart about a handful of minutes into the run. The old saying, you don't need to be fast, you just need to be faster than your slowest friend. Well, I was that friend. My friends always told me that I suck at running. And at 14 years old, I started to believe this. I was looking at that criticism as the truth. I believed this my whole life until 2020, where I signed up for an Ironman 70.3. I was not on social media, and my friend group was different and supported me in this decision. I believed I was not a good runner, but I believed I can get better. This was a challenge, not a character defect. I succeeded in training and completed the Ironman 70.3. Did I fall apart on the run? Yeah. But did I learn from those mistakes and learn more? Absolutely. Shift your perspective. Part 2, do. Your actions flow from what you see. So your behavior is a result of how you see the world. If you believe something is possible, you'll act in alignment with that belief. If your see is distorted, your do will become too. If you see yourself as a leader, you'll speak up, take initiative, and lead others. If you see yourself as an imposter, you'll shrink in moments that require confidence. Once I started believing I could build a community around fitness and mental health, specifically your mindset, I began posting consistently and sharing vulnerable lessons like these. Before that, I'd overthink everything and post inconsistently. So when I started Mettle Club, I was confident on the quote idea, but I did not see how I could grow a community around something so vulnerable. What I found was my mindset developed into a leader by showing a part of my mind that was more vulnerable. So showing that I'm transparent and I'm honest, and I honestly get nervous. That I have fears and anxieties that could actually cripple me, but I don't give weight to what other people think. Instead, I want to march to my own drum and share what I believe is important. If you judge me for crying, for having fears, or for feeling anxious, then that's just okay. That's on you. I will not carry that weight. The more I believed in myself, the more I created experiences to demonstrate what I'm capable of. Then, through repetitions, I became a leader in my own community, a positive influence on myself. And part 3, get. Your outcomes reflect your actions. The result you get are a direct outcome of your actions. If you don't like the results, don't start by changing the outcome. Go back to what you're seeing. If you want to get stronger, wealthier, more confident, you have to backtrack to how you see yourself and your environment. After shifting my mindset from I am failing, I am not successful, to I'm learning, I'm growing, I am wealthy with my body and love, I took action without fear of failure. I actually looked to fail. The more I failed, the more I learned. The more I learned, the more I would grow. Seeking failure is an interesting mindset. It teaches you not to be scared of falling short, but instead builds your resilience and your skill set. Learning from my failures is much more impactful than learning from my success. Over time, if you sign up for those things that scare the absolute shit out of you, you can develop a new set of tools. This is not just physical, but it's also mental. So practice failing and flip the flow. Many people try to change their get by jumping straight into new do's, but without changing how they see, and they fall back into their old habits. Part 2, tip this week. Follow the 80-20 rule of training. This is the form of training where 80% of your training, or runs in my case, are at a low heart rate, and 20% of your training is at a high heart rate or high intensity. You might notice this is how the quote summer shred program is. There's high intensity days and there's a low intensity days with sprinkled in higher intensity intervals on those low intensity days. So total, this actually equals 80-20. The idea is that you take your easy days easy and your hard days very hard. As a result, you will grow your aerobic base, the low intensity or the LISS, low intensity steady state, and increase your anaerobic base, which is your high intensity or your HIIT. The focus of LISS is to be able to hold a conversation during the run, swim, bike, or any cardio of your choice. The HIIT is when you want to just tell me to F off because everything in your body hurts. Most people train in what's called the, quote, gray zone, where there is little benefit to your aerobic base and your anaerobic base. There's ego involved when training in the gray zone. So thoughts of, well, I just saw Cole on social media that he ran a 7:30 minute per mile pace. I should be running faster than a 9:30 minute per mile pace. What happens is your ego takes over and you end up in the gray zone of training. In this zone, the likelihood of injury is much higher and the ability to train again the next day is much lower. Stay in your zones, and over time, the LISS training will get faster naturally. However, you must follow the one simple rule: consistency. Build this up over time, and you will get stronger and faster, I promise you. Part 3. What am I eating? Below are some pictures and macros of food I enjoyed cooking or eating from this past week. So a new addition to my breakfast is this waffle, this protein waffle. So it's 2 whole eggs, 1 banana, and a half cup of oats. I put a little dash of cinnamon, a little dash of vanilla, and I just blend it up and pour it into a waffle maker, put over some maple syrup and blueberries, and it's incredible. 450 calories, 18 grams of protein, 11 grams of fat, and 70 grams of net carbs. It's an amazing pre-workout meal. 2, we have 2 eggs, 2 ounces of ground beef, sourdough bread with avocado, kiwi, blueberries, and honey. Approximate calories 660, protein 32, fat 21 grams, and net carbs 77 grams. And lastly, we have dinner. I'm adding more carbs. As you see, more rice. I'm running more. So I have chicken breasts, I have Brussels sprouts with mini sweet peppers, and then a rice medley. Approximate calories 417, protein 45 grams, fat 8 grams, and net carbs 42 grams. Lastly, part 4, how I am training. So cardio. On the cardio side, I'm doing the circuits. I'm smashing the summer shred circuits, getting the cardio engine running harder than ever, and this week was an epic one. So we did 45 seconds on to 15 seconds off. This time we did ski ergs, man makers, sled push, and then ball slams. We did that 6 rounds, and I was gassed. Running, I'm still on this like return to running program with like running progressions every other day or every 2 days. So right now I'm on day 11 of running, which is about a month into the program. And it's 6 times 8 minutes on running and 1 minute walking. And you repeat that 6 times. So this shook out to about a 10K run, which was incredible. It's my longest run so far since the marathon. This is building up like super slow, and I'm getting anxious, but we want to be very, very conservative because I'm really in no rush right now. So hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be able to start running like 1 hour straight nonstop without any pain. That's the goal. And then I can like actually begin training from there. On the lifting side, I'm following the Summer Shred program, the upper-lower cardio split. I've started the new program, and I'm focusing on leaning out and building muscle for the summer. And this is really my go-to program, like almost 365 days a year. Maybe I'll switch it to push-pull legs when running gets really heavy, but right now it's upper-lower cardio, upper-lower cardio. I'm personally, mixing in some running as that's kind of my focus, that I want to get better, I want to get stronger and healthier to run. I have a couple marathons lined up over the next year and a half. So I also put in a link to download the first week of this program for free. And the full program will come out every week to paid subscribers. It's $8 a month. So you get a full month of training for $8. Check it out and subscribe. All right. That's it for Mettle Memo number 29. Happy training. Fortify your mind.